This is Noble from Boxing UK. I'm here with Ade Olapido. Ade, how did you find that fight? 12 rounds, AJ. Was it the performance we expected?
No, it wasn't. Look, it was difficult. Obviously, in the ring after, I said, look, a win is the most important thing. You've lost your last 2, 3 of your last 5. But Jermaine Franklin, I guess, was an opponent that was picked for AJ to maybe knock out, right? It was a stoppage win to look good against. And there were times in there where you thought, okay, AJ's putting his punches together. But there was also a lot of time where you thought, okay, he's apprehensive here. Come and let your hands go. Let's see what you've been working with Derek James, that extra aggression. And we didn't see it. I mean, we've not seen it for a while. And I guess that's why in my head, I'm kind of like, what's going on? I expected to see an AJ that was more forceful on the front foot. He weighed in his career heaviest. So you wanted to see him kind of push Franklin back to the ropes and really work. Again, we saw it in glimpses. We saw a good left to the body, a couple of good uppercuts, some right hands. But credit to Jermaine. Sometimes when the favorite doesn't do what you want, you like to dig out the favorite. I thought Jermaine was brave. I thought every time AJ landed, he threw back. He wasn't afraid of AJ. As soon as AJ got to the ring, for the ring walk, AJ went nose to nose with him in the center of the ring. And Jermaine was like, what? And every time AJ tried to put his weight on him and bully him, Jermaine, and even that little flare up at the end, Jermaine was like, oh, bro, I'm from the hood, you can't play this, you can't play this.
I'm about that life.
I'm about that, I'm not scared of you. I just went to go and see Jermaine's team, and they're like, look, we're not coming here to get bullied. So credit to Jermaine, but yeah, I wanted to see a bit more from AJ.
What does AJ do next? Of course, fight with the likes of Joyce, Fury, Wilder. Are those something that we can still probably look forward to by the end of the year?
End of the year, yes. Next, no. Obviously, look, I've got to ask the question about Fury because Fury is the #1 heavyweight in the world, and obviously this fallout with Alexander Usyk, so I've got to ask him. But realistically, and look, to be fair, they said from the beginning, I say they, Team AJ said it's going to be Franklin. I think they said Dillian White and then a Joyce or a Wilder or a Fury, and I think they're correct in that order. AJ needs to get back to Dallas, work on some few things with Derek James. He needs to work on this. The physique, the technique's all there. There's something that's not letting him let his hands go. And we've seen that with fighters. I was going to say fighters towards the end. Hopefully AJ isn't towards the end, but I've seen it with fighters. Shane Mosley, I've seen him where they're there. Let your hands go. Klitschko against Fury, let your hands go. They're more worried about what's coming back, so they kind of don't want to let their hands go. I hope that isn't AJ. I hope it's just a case of it's the first fight with Derek James. He switched trainers now a lot. Maybe he's in a bit of a different style dilemma, but yeah, not yet for the big boys. White next, maybe an Otto Volin, and then maybe the back end of 2023, we get to see him against one of the big boys.
Of course, the fight of Dillian White is much anticipated in the United Kingdom. They've both gone the distance with Jermaine Franklin. How does AJ look in that fight with Dillian White?
Look, Dillian White's aggressive, so hopefully with that extra aggression, it's someone that AJ doesn't have to walk to. Dillian White will go to him. So hopefully we see a good and aggressive AJ against Dillian White. Those two do not like each other, and maybe AJ needs that. But I don't know if I'm Dillian White watching that, and I was listening to Dillian White today in commentary. If I'm Dillian White watching that, I'm thinking I've got a chance. I mean, everyone laughed at White's performance against Franklin, didn't we? We all did. I was like, what's going on with Dillian White? Maybe Franklin's a bit better, or maybe just AJ and White are falling together at the same rate. So if I'm Dillian White, I'm not scared at all. You know me, I'm Team AJ, so I guess I'll favour AJ. But whereas before I would have said AJ would destroy White, I got to rein that kind of talk in a little bit. I think it's a lot closer than I think.
And just lastly, after the 2 performances against Dillian White and against AJ on points in the UK, in their backyard, in their hometown of London, can Jermaine Franklin say he's a bona fide top 10 heavyweight now?
Top 10's a stretch. Definitely top 15. I think it's weird with Franklin. There's something there, isn't there, with Franklin? He's got good hand speed. He's lost a bit of weight. He's clearly got a chin. He's got a good team around him as well. I think he's a definite top 15, but there are some good heavyweights out there, boy. I mean, Frank Sanchez, I mean, guys like that people don't talk about. That's really...
People don't want to talk about that.
You know, Jared Anderson looks like he can knock out a wall.
He's a problem.
He's a big problem, right? So there's some good guys out there. But what Franklin's done is put himself in the shop window now for big fights. Obviously, he's going through this issue with Dimitri Salitas, so he could be a free agent soon. And if I'm Frank, if I'm Boxer, if I'm Eddie, I'm looking at him thinking there's heavyweight fights out there for him. So I hope that he got paid well, and hopefully he gets a few more good paydays because he's good people. I've spoken to him a few times off camera, and a really, really nice guy that was working a factory 8 months ago, and now he's had 2 good paydays, and hopefully there's a few more big paydays for him.
Wouldn't be surprised when Mr. Tyson Fury calls him out next to say, those two dusters couldn't knock him out. I'm going to get the job done now.
Nothing surprises me of Tyson Fury. But look, if I'm Tyson Fury and I'm watching that, look, it's funny because Tyson Fury would have tweeted. If it wasn't for this nonsense with Usyk, he would have tweeted about AJ's performance. Tyson Fury's levels above when I see that. When I watch that, because I'm watching AJ and I'm trying to picture AJ against the other good guys in the division. And I'm thinking, geez, he's not ready for Fury yet, because Fury would have worked out those patterns and it wouldn't have been good. So, yeah, Tyson Fury's in a weird place. I'd like to see Tyson Fury with someone like a Ruiz, someone small. So how can Tyson Fury handle someone that's really short? But no, Tyson Fury's on a throne on his own at the moment. As much as he annoys me, he's a fantastic fighter. He really is.
Can't deny the man's brilliant, can we?
No, you can't. Honestly, you can't. Whether or not he's an all-time great, I'm not quite sure about that because the resume is too thin to compete against your Lennox Lewis's and your Vanders and your Muhammad Ali's, etc. But of this era, he's the best heavyweight.
I can agree. Anyway, Ade, I know it's been a busy night. You got a lot more. It's not over just yet.
You know that, right? You know there's a queue of people waiting to be interviewed. But bro, firstly, before we go, congratulations on what you're doing, man. You get your accreditation. You're doing things behind the scenes. And it's good to see, right? It's good to see. I think when one person shows people it can be done, everyone jumps on. But what you're doing, your questions, first class, my brother.
I'm going to say the same to you because I see what you're doing. And one day, I hope to be a rival to you, man.
Oh, bro, I accept the challenge. I accept the challenge.
Give me 2 years. Give me 2 years.
I'll be in Nigeria by then.
Hear that. Anyway, Ade, thank you for the time. Have a good night.
Not at all, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.